I caught Dark Side of the Ring last night, and it was the Bruiser Brody story. I don't know if most of you will know who Bruiser Brody is, but Bruiser Brody was one of the really big men in wrestling. And by big men, I'm talking about he was 300 pounds, he was 6 foot 8 inches tall, big former football player. And he came along in the late 70s and throughout the 80s, and he actually did a stint through Portland. And it was a huge deal. Oh, Bruiser Brody's coming to town, and came in and lit the world on fire when he was out here in Portland. So I happen to be familiar with him. I knew who he was. I had some subscriptions to the magazines Pro Wrestling Insider, and I read about this guy. And he was over in Mexico, and this is what the Dark Side of the Ring, this is what the whole episode was about Bruiser Brody. But he was over in Mexico, and he had some kind of heat with a guy. The guy that he was wrestling and working against, Mexican wrestler, right, in a mask, typical luchador. But they had some kind of heat. And whatever that was about, nobody really got to the bottom of it, other than they said that Brody worked a little rough. When he was in the ring, he would just come out and really beat you up and not take care of you as much as some other guys would. And he was such a big man. So Brody gets done with his match, and he goes into the locker room. This is very well documented. And he's showering. He's butt naked in the shower, and this guy comes in to confront him. But when the guy came in to confront him, the guy brought a knife. So the next thing you know, Bruiser Brody is dead. And it's just the two of them in the shower. But the guy pleaded self-defense. And the cops went along with it. This is now, we're 40 years ago, 30-some years ago. Done. Over. And nobody knew what had happened in the shower. And that includes me. There was no report. Nobody knew. It was just the two of them. But I am looking at that a little bit more objectively and going, does it really matter what happened? If one guy is naked and another guy shows up being an aggressor, agitated, and brings a weapon, is there room to claim self-defense? I know there wouldn't be in America. It would not matter what that discussion was, or if Brody came at you if you bring a weapon in a premeditated plan, physically or verbally, to accost and confront somebody. So all the wrestlers that were there, they all told the story exactly like that. Yeah, Brody was in the shower. This guy came. Brody's dead. Didn't see anything else. And that guy, not only the wrestler, and I'd tell you his name if I could even pronounce it, but not only is he never anything done, he's right now got a Facebook page advertising himself. You can book him so he'll come out and do your kid's birthday party. I want to say the guy's like 62 years old now, 64 years old now. Really quite a mess. Really quite a very sad and unfortunate story. And I was grateful in some ways that Dark Side of the Ring covered it. What else is Brody going to get? He's not going to get his day in court. So we're going to have to try this thing in the court of public opinion. And public opinion agrees with me. Bruiser Brody got murdered.